Hey folks, welcome back. It's Craig from badtobetter.com, and today I want to talk about how to deal with a crying child. And this is going to go in the Working with Children playlist, and you can even use these tips on how to deal with a crying adult. So I hope that you find this useful, and I watch a lot of videos on YouTube about emotional intelligence and codependence and all kinds of problems in families and basically self-help stuff. So I was inspired after listening to a woman talking about how she was treated as a child and when she cried, and I was treated the same way. So when I was a child, for example, if I were to show any emotions, especially crying, my mom would give me a slap and say, now you have something to cry about. Later on, as I grew up and I understood what was, I studied psychology and I studied why people do what they do, I realized that my problems were more significant than my mother's problems. Therefore, she couldn't have that. That was one issue going on. And another issue that goes on when children get pushed down or suppressed for crying, for example, is that when that child cries, that makes the parent uncomfortable, and the parent can't deal with that uncomfortableness for a lack of emotional intelligence. So they resort to placating or saying to the child, you're wrong for crying, don't be a baby, or whatever. So how to deal with crying children or crying adults, or for anyone for that matter, is, well, let's just talk about kids, because this video is for the children's playlist. So when a child cries, the child is emotionally hurt, or maybe they're physically hurt. So how you want to react to that is, you want to, for example, they're crying, right? And you can just acknowledge that. Oh, let that out. Let that out. It's okay to cry. Let it out. So you want to let them know that it's okay to cry. That's number one, step one. Oh, and then they're going to be like, oh, it's okay to cry? Yeah, it's okay. Let it out. Clean out, clean it out, clean it out, like we clean out your room, like we clean out the house, clean it out. And then quickly after you say that, say, are you bleeding somewhere? No. The child's going to be like, no, I'm not bleeding. Okay. Okay, did you eat something? Yes, okay. Okay, let it out. Let it out. So what you're doing, you're trying to assess, is there a physical problem that needs to be addressed right away? Are they physically hurt? Not the hunger thing. I just slipped that in, but are they physically hurt? Do they need some kind of physical assistance? Are they bleeding? No. So, okay, let that out. Come here. Give them a hug. It's okay to cry. Don't say it's okay, because it's not okay, or they wouldn't be crying. So be careful not to say it's okay, because then they're going to feel like, well, it's not okay. And they don't even know what's going on. So saying, what's wrong? Tell mama. Most children don't have the intelligence, verbal intelligence, or the vocabulary, or the brain power, the bandwidth to explain what they're feeling. So you just want to let them feel and let them know that it's okay to feel. I live in Japan, but back home in America, it seems like it's not okay to feel. And if you do feel, you should take a pill or something. That's crazy. We're human beings. We're supposed to feel. We go to movies so we can feel. We want to feel sad. We want to feel angry. We want to feel happy. And in a movie, it's okay to feel that way, but it's not okay to feel like that at home. Come on, that's crazy. So when we're dealing with children, we want them to first know that it's okay to feel. It's okay to cry. Let it out. Come here. I remember my daughter, she's not a small child anymore. She's a teenager, but she came home. She was having a bad day, and I said, what's wrong? And she said, I need a hug. Come here, give me a hug. As I hugged her, she started to cry. Now I had a choice. I could say, what's wrong? Tell me what's bothering you, which is like telling her not to feel. Or I can say, hey, it's okay to cry. Let it out. Clean all that out. Let it all out. Let it out. Let it out. As I held her, as I created a safe space for her to be emotional. After she cleansed, after she cleared this, whatever was going on emotionally, she said, I love you, Papa. And I said, well, I love you too. I still didn't ask what's going on. And then she went into her room, and that was it. That's fine with me. I don't need to go any further than that sometimes. If she wants to talk about something, that's fine too. Maybe she needs my assistance or some coaching or something, that's cool. But I'm her dad. And as parents, the best thing we can do is create a safe space for our children to feel. So if your child is crying because of an emotional thing, notice what wells up in you. Notice what wells up in you, and learn how to be okay with that. When you're okay with your own emotional reactions, and you can create a safe space for the person in front of you that's crying. Now, I have clients often that cry. In the past, when I got started coaching and clients would cry, I would placate and I would say, well, that's okay, and we still need to be moving forward in this area. That wasn't the best way to serve them. What I noticed as I became better at managing my own responses and creating safe space for others is people need to know that they can feel around us, whether we're a parent or a coach or whatever. Let them feel. Let them feel. It's okay. Do you want to cry sometimes? Have a cry. Let it out. Clean it out. Don't push it down, because if you suppress it, it's going to act out in other areas, especially with children. So let them clean out their emotions, and then maybe you can invite them for a conversation. Say, would you like to talk about this? After they clean out and maybe you want to say, and when I say, would you like to talk about this? What I mean is, all I want to do is listen to you talk. I don't want to make any suggestions. I don't want to tell you how to fix anything. I'm just really curious on what's going on that triggered this emotional response. And listen. Let them talk, as silly as it may sound. And what you don't want to do is say like, oh, that's silly. Don't cry over that. No. It's not silly to them. I believe as a parent, this is one of the greatest things that you can ever do for your child. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you go out and I hope you create a safe space for your child to just let that cry flow and clean out those emotions and let them know that it's okay to feel. If I don't make a video and before Christmas or New Year, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if you celebrate those holidays. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.